Hi everyone, Space Cowboy coming at you with a new video today, Lego Batman. So just adjusting the screen here and we'll be able to jump right in. Just got this game today, I decided to give it a little try and start it from the beginning. So I'll put the subtitles on. And we'll just start a new game and we'll see what happens. I always do like the Lego games. They're really good fun, and what you find is that, especially games like these, when it comes to dealing with the topics like the comic book games, there's a lot of stuff in there. It's actually very unique how they do it.
I know fear is your wings thing, but love will conquer all.
Love will not stop the monster that is fear!
I love disappointing you, Sinestro.
Feel my unbound fury!
You're always so angry, Atrocitus. Saint Walker, help me!
My ring's power is the power of hope, but it can only really help a Green Lantern!
Oh, I love Hal. Is he coming?
It's always, they always go for the more obscure characters to bring out, which is always very interesting.
Outmatched. Tell us why you brought us here.
For stuff. That's why I'm here. Indigo One, get this thing off me!
I understand and sympathize, Lovelies, but we did not bring you out here.
Wait a minute. If none of us are responsible for bringing us out here, then who is?
That would be me.
And I like how the lanterns, because they don't have fingers in Lego figures, they're holding the rings, which is really cool.
You sure Killer Croc went this way, Batman?
He broke into the city records office just back that way. And then he had lunch right here.
They always kind of play Robin as a kind of doofus character. I don't know which interpretation it is.
You've got to find out what he's up to.
I don't know if it's Tim Drake or... I don't know who it's supposed to be.
It's me, Batmite, your #1 fan in the whole universe. I've decided to tag along and help you out.
Batmite.
It's gonna be so great!
If you're a Batman fan, I've just been reading, in fact today I was reading a storyline called Batman R.I.P. by Grant Morrison, and Batmite, despite being a ridiculous character, is actually a part of the story and done really, really well. I was shocked reading the story that they actually did Batmite and did it where it made sense, and it's not just, you know, this character from the 5th dimension messing with Batman. It's how they incorporate him is really well done. That's the thing about, it's written by Grant Morrison, and that's the thing about Grant Morrison. He writes probably my favourite interpretation of Batman, and the guy that has a plan for everything. Like, if you've read the Justice League, Grant Morrison's running that, he has Batman as this guy who has a plan for everything. Like, they talk about the number of different types of pain, and Batman's actually able to tell you how many different types of pain, you know, that a human being can handle and things like that. It's like weird stuff. Let's jump down here, see if there's anything. Normally there's little collectibles around that I like to, you can dig out where you find secret, like, characters and things. Doesn't seem to be anything here except studs. Look at studs, I think. Don't think I can. Oh well. Let's get Robin, put this all together. And this is the thing, if you played Lego Batman 2,
Nice. Time to clean this
there was
place up.
suits they had to wear, but it was only at specific points they could do it. So you had to switch out one suit to use another, and you know, the different suits for different situations were always, it was an interesting gameplay tweak that I quite liked. It did get fairly annoying though when there were specific things you had to do at specific times, and you were always running backwards and forwards, and it kind of artificially lengthened levels. Whereas what they've done now is they've actually got a suit, it's kind of like a dial where you just change into the suit you need to at the time, so pretty cool. As I play the game, that will make sense. You'll see like a little dial of suits that different characters can wear will pop up. Because every character's got a set of abilities, and they can change their abilities depending on the costume they're wearing. Like Robin could pick up that toxic waste and use that, and this is going to be another one that we've got access to. I think this is Batman that can use this one, the sensor suit. And what this will do
More
is,
attention? Well, I
Yep.
guess this proves it. We do want Batmite!
so press the button and we can kind of see hidden objects. There we go. And we can use this to look through walls as well, because it's kind of X-ray. So what it wants us to do is and there we go. So that's the flow of water back through. And in the background, you've probably heard the score from the Batman movie playing. One of the very few things I actually like about the original Batman movie is the score, and the fact that it gave us the animated series. If it hadn't been for Tim Burton's Batman movie, we wouldn't have had the animated series, and we probably wouldn't have had the best Joker ever. Mark Hamill doing the Joker, he nails it. In fact, if you... Mark Hamill's been doing some really funny stuff lately. If you go onto Mark Hamill's Twitter feed, he has been taking quotes from President Trump's Twitter feed and reading them in the voice of the Joker, and it's eerie how it sounds like something the Joker would say when Mark Hamill does it through that voice. You're like, yeah, I could imagine the Joker saying something like that in an episode of Batman. That's quite hard. And I remember Mark Hamill saying that he was doing the Joker in the TV show, and then
Should protect against that toxic slime, Robin.
Fine, but you're paying for my dry cleaning.
but then he did the games, the Arkham games, and I think he said at that point he was going to retire doing Joker, and the only thing that would bring him back is if they'd made an animated version of The Killing Joke, which is I think it's Alan Moore that wrote that. Yeah, Alan Moore, and it was a short comic he wrote people call it the best Batman story of all time, and I would argue, yeah, it's really good. It's
A lot of senseless destruction.
looking at the nature of insanity, and basically the Joker breaks out of Arkham Asylum and decides that he wants to try and drive Commissioner Gordon insane, and by doing that he kidnaps Commissioner Gordon's daughter. But it's not that he kidnaps the daughter, it's the fact that he shoots her and that it leaves her paralysed, so she is basically in a wheelchair. In the Batman mythology, she becomes Oracle, but she's in a wheelchair because she used to be Batgirl, and she gets put in this wheelchair, and it's the Joker just shot at her, and then like has her on a kind of the best way to describe it is the Joker kind of puts her on display of paralysed and helpless, and makes Commissioner Gordon like kind of go through this haunted ghost ride, seeing his daughter in that state, and he tries to drive him insane. And it's an epic story. It's like, for a short comic, it's probably one of the best Batman stories, because it ends with Batman sitting with the Joker, and it's almost like they share a joke together. And Grant Morrison says that the interpretation of that is that Batman kills the Joker at the end of this, and it's like the final Joker story. And you could read into it that way. I certainly didn't. I just read into it as the Joker realised he couldn't pull off what he wanted, and Batman basically put him back in prison. I mean, they have this conversation. He has this conversation with the Joker that starts saying, "We're gonna keep doing this until we die," kind of thing. And you know, it was an interesting, a really interesting story. And Mark Hamill said that that's the only way we'd come back, is if they made a short animated movie of this story, because it was his favourite Joker story, and he said that's the only way I would come back and play Joker again, is if we did that. So the point of this is they did do it. They did a Killing Joke movie, and I always thought, well, I mean, it's gonna have to be a like short movie. You could probably do 45 minutes at the most, but it came out an hour and a half long, and is now regarded as probably one of the worst Batman animated movies of all time, because they took what was a great story and they added to it in a really, really, I would say almost bizarre way, where they have this bit in the middle where Batman and Batgirl like kind of hook up and have sex, and Batman feels guilty because he thinks that he brought her into it, and then she gets shot by the Joker, and you know, it's kind of one of these things of adding to the guilt of that situation. And I just thought that was really unnecessary, as did everyone who's watched it. Everyone hated it. I'm surprised that Mark Hamill agreed to go along with it after reading the script, because that was a real left turn in that script. They didn't need to do that. They could have done a 45-minute special and people wouldn't have cared. I don't think anyone would have been like, well, this should have been an hour and a half long, because it didn't need to be. It's a perfect story. But anyway, I digress. I kind of that it did depress me when I read the Killing Joke, read the Killing Joke and loved it, and then they turned the Killing Joke into that, and I was like, maybe they should have just left it alone. Anyway, so this is just the starting level of this game. We're hunting Killer Croc. As you saw at the very beginning, the story is going to be focused around Brainiac, so it's going to be, this is just getting us to the point where it is, you know, back into the flow of the game. If you've not played Lego Batman games, this is a nice little tutorial. If you have played them in, this just kind of gets you reacquainted and gets you acquainted with the new powers and things. So yeah. Later on in the game, now the game is called Lego Batman 3 Beyond Gotham because you go to space, but I'm still confused as to why it's called Lego Batman when most of the game you actually won't spend as Batman. You actually spend it as different DC heroes. You'll be playing as Flash, Wonder Woman, Martian Manhunter, you know, Superman. Like they did with the Marvel game, I think they should have just called this Lego DC Superheroes, because this isn't a Lego. I mean, Lego Batman 2 is a Lego Batman game because, yeah, you do play as some of the superheroes in it, but it's mostly Batman you play as. So yeah, that's a Lego Batman game. In the first Lego Batman game, you only play as Batman and Robin. And the villains later on in the second half of the game you play as the villains, but in this one you're playing as kind of the entire Justice League, so they could have called this Lego DC Superheroes or Lego Justice League.
Robert. Those hatches look a little slippery.
So I'm not exactly sure why they, I mean, it's maybe just to keep the brand name Lego Batman, you know, it could have been just for that reason, but yeah, I really do love the game. I mean, one of the first videos on my channel, introducing the channel, was me playing Lego Marvel Superheroes because, and I'm still playing that game. It is absolutely fantastic. You get to run around like, you know, New York, unlocking all the different heroes, completing the little mini challenges.
Hello, I'm TV's Adam West. Don't suppose you could lend me a hand?
Sorry, Adam West. I don't think I've got the powers to unlock, to get that shark away from you yet. So that's a neat little thing they've got, that Adam West is going to be in every level, you know, needing rescued, kind of like Stan Lee in peril in the Marvel game. They really learned from the Lego Marvel game when making this one. They really took a lot of that and went, what made that game good? And they expanded on it. The thing they took out was the hub world of Gotham. That was in Lego Batman 2. You had a hub world of Gotham City, and you ran around and, you know, you drove around and did little, like, found gold bricks and things. It wasn't as in-depth as Lego Marvel has with New York, but it was there. They don't have that here. There's other hub worlds to explore though, not huge expansive ones, but, you know, their fair share. Sorry, I do go around and I do try to collect as many studs as possible. Let's see if there's any extras that I can unlock at the moment. Many characters, unlimited light. So I can buy them all in the Batcave later on. It's the stud multipliers that I prefer to have, because that means like you get the multiplier of ×2, so for every one stud you collect it actually counts as 2, then you get ×4, ×8, ×12, ×32, and all of a sudden your stud totals are huge, and you know, it's pretty cool. That's what happens later in the game though. You find them, the things to unlock them hidden out in the game later on. So. I've been kind of getting into my DC knowledge a lot lately. During my lunch breaks from work I like to watch TV, and I've been watching The Flash, so it's kind of got me in a big DC kick at the moment, and like I've seen all these little like characters from the DC universe that are in this game. It's pretty cool. Like the Reverse Flash and things like that is pretty neat. And they do really, like, that's the thing, the people that make these games, the Traveller's Tales games, they're really going for the obscure characters, which I really like. Like, they're going for the, like, weird, like, storylines and things that make that for fans is great, but also for people that aren't fans, you're getting like, there's the Daffy Duck version of the Green Lantern that's in this. People are just like, whoa, who's that? And then like filmmaker Kevin Smith is in the game. I mean, it's just weird stuff like that that's pretty neat.
I can't fight crime.
I still want to know who the, I mean, is this Tim Drake as Robin? Is this...
Looking for me.
Oh, and this is the boss fight. Excellent.
Is it just me, or does Killer Croc seem a little bigger than before?
The bigger they are, the harder they fall.
Thanks! Yeah, that old cliche makes me feel so much better.
This can't be Tim Drake because I think Nightwing's in the game, so... Or no, this would be Tim Drake then because Dick Grayson is Nightwing. Tim Drake's Red Robin now, and... Or is... Red Robin he is? It's not Damien though, because Damien's like his son and is a brat, so... No, it's not Damian Wayne.
Fat loser and bird brain again? You won't catch me.
We'll see about that.
Okay.
It's time to face justice.
Yeah! What do you...
Ha! Good thing I have friends in low places. Get him!
Robin, we need something to take him out. Let's look around.
Something to catch a giant crocodile? Oh, crikey.
Oh, jeez. So you're using the old Steve Irwin line. Let's kill these studs while we can. Just trying to get as many of these as I can, because if you get the 100% stud completion, it means it's a level you don't have to come back and do that again. Because it's not that it's hard to do, it becomes an annoyance. Whereas if I just focused during the level, I could have got it. Because every level there is ample opportunity to get 100% stud completion. Let's go. Right. Let's stand on this. That's that.
Smash you real good.
Right. Let's get this built now. Also, Killer Croc, I noticed he's got his bad guys all dressed up as kind of like lizard-like characters, but the lizard... He's Marvel, isn't he? Yeah, he's one of Spider-Man's villains. Right, so we need to hoover up these bits. We need 25. Right. So we need another button here. That should... Yeah, more bits thrown up. For Robin to hoover up. We'll get rid of these bad guys and get Robin getting them. Yeah, got plenty. Let's go. Okay, so we just attach Robin to this and we're on our way. To what? I'm not sure.
That should do it. We need to hit him when he's vulnerable.
Yeah, true hero, that's us, got it. There we go.
We've got you now!
Robin, no!
See, Batman always has a plan.
Well, at least I wasn't scared.
No, you were proud of yourself, which is also an emotion.
I learned so much in this job.
I got the sewer.
I do love the Joker in these games.
Layman Slobbin were here, and I didn't get to say hello.
I thought we were on a tight schedule, Joker.
Hey, I got us all out of Arkham Asylum. Can you blame a guy for wanting to enjoy the moment? Stop and smell the roses?
Something down here stinks.
Me not stink.
I think she was talking about the...
Those are really, I do like the little touches they do in these games. But with that being said, I'm gonna stop the video here. I do want to thank you all for tuning in and watching this one. It's been a lot of fun. I really enjoy these games. I will be doing more videos of this, but that's all I'm doing for now. So with that being said, thanks for watching.